Not even a comb. It's conditioned body. How are you, Pat?
Very well.
Got my shawl there, I think that will. Sit down. Please be seated. People from Brighton have come? Has Jill come? No. Beg pardon? But today they could have come from the evening class. Ravi, just come here for 1 minute. I think the letter is so strong. I just can't bear it. It's too much. If you don't mind, I find it's too much.
Whatever you say.
After all, I know there are some extreme cases, but
It's better to say it now.
it's too much, I personally think. There are, of course, extreme cases, as I said. It's extreme. One has to be.
Could the new people please put their palms facing upwards to Her Holiness Lady? Their palms, the hands with the palms facing upwards, towards, as though you're asking for a gift.
I myself going into austerities all the time. I don't take any lunch, breakfast, nothing. It's very little. mean, I have received such letters from India also, and they said the same. Some of them are really, I just don't know why it happens like that. Like Jill said that it took 6 months for her to get her vibrations, while there are people who are feeling the vibrations since just they saw this. It's true. I mean, I don't know what to say. What to answer? Let's start. Today is a day of departure for me for India, and I'm very sad that I have to leave my children here. It's a sad day, no doubt. But I have to go, as you know, and you all are going to join me, quite a lot of you. But those who are going to stay here have to understand that they are here with a purpose, not without a purpose. And during my absence, one should not waste that time. On the contrary, you must put your mind to find out what you can do to improve the conditions of other Sahajogis. Many of you are Sahajogis and you have felt cool breeze from the very first day and have been feeling it all through. But there are so many still who don't even feel the cool breeze. And they feel very funny about it and feel sort of guilty. Sometimes they feel that they are something of a lower type or something wrong with them, that they don't feel the cool breeze. So one of the greatest worry for all of you should be that there are some people who are not feeling anything in their hands. They have been coming to Sahaja Yoga, have been religiously working it out, but they haven't been able to achieve the first experience of cool breeze. For this, there can be many reasons. Not one, but there can be many reasons. And without getting involved into these reasons, if you try to see within yourself, and if others who have felt it are compassionate and kind, they can definitely help others. But the worst thing that we human beings suffer from is ego. And this ego makes us feel small. At the slightest thing, anybody tries to help. Some people might have a hurt ego, might have a bloated ego, might have a state of mind which does not even see the ego. And that is why it is difficult. to talk to anyone. What is to be done to improve? So those who are better off suffer from a dilemma. They don't want to hurt another person, and another fear they have that if they try to help others, their ego might go up because they are afraid of their own ego. But we must understand that once we have come to Sahaja Yoga, once our Kundalini has been awakened, then all of us have now become part and parcel of one body. Of one body of the great primordial being. In a body, as human bodies are, supposing a finger is numb, then all the body's attention is on that finger to cure it. And all the other fingers and the whole body, the brain, the mind you can call it, everything is worried about that finger, how to make it all right. Naturally, there is no ego for these fingers. So nobody feels hurt or bad. And the fingers are also anxious to do it because they can feel the problem of the finger which is numb. If there is some problem, say, internally within your body, all the cells which are needed to correct that problem will rush. The blood will rush, the heart will pump, everything will work out in a very coordinated way. But nobody feels hurt. Then why should I take help from anyone? Neither the one who helps is frightened or afraid or also feels the ego. The reason is the cells of the body are under the complete control of one brain or one personality or one self. But in Sahaja Yoga, this collectivity is not yet established. That's why people feel hurt, people hurt each other. They have fear. Of another cell, which is the brother cell, which is the partner cell, which is the part and parcel of your own being. Are we afraid of our eyes or afraid of our nose? Are we afraid of our hands or of our feet? And this collectivity is such a vicious circle that unless and until you become really collective, you cannot feel another person. And unless and until you have that sense of responsibility of collectivity built in yourself, you cannot help another person. So a certain amount of growth is needed in the whole body to be sensitive enough to help each other, to be wise enough to help each other, to be resourceful enough to really nourish another. And that development has to come again through collectivity. It's most surprising. I know sometimes people feel that there are Sahaja Yogis who are not even of one mind. I agree that somebody will say your Vishuddhi is catching, another will say your heart is catching, another will say your void is catching. They don't say that all of them will say the same thing. One will say this, one will say that, one will say that. The reason is Some of them have developed a certain sensitivity to a certain center, but not to all the centers. And that's how there can be a difference of opinion, as there should not be at all. So firstly, we must all know that we are still growing. We have to still grow. In Sahaja Yoga, even if you get your realization, that doesn't mean you have suddenly become John the Baptist. We all have to grow. And for growing and growth, we have to discard something and we have to accept something. And the best thing that should be discarded is your ego. And it comes in so many ways that it creates a barrier between you and your Creator. Sometimes this ego can take you to anti-God activities and you will not know that it is your ego is taking down there. Because the identification with ego has been not in this life but in many lives before also. So to get misidentified, or we can say to get dissolved, or this ego, or to get away from this ego, is a difficult. But as you grow out of the mud of this ego, the lotus starts becoming fragrant and everybody can see that fragrance. It is more difficult in the Western countries than in the East. Because the whole basis of the growth in the West has been so far based on ego and competition. There is no competition in Sahaja Yoga. You just think, if one finger starts competing with another finger, what will happen? It is as absurd as that. Now we are talking of fruits. We are not talking of the shoot, what people have achieved through Western style of thinking. Now we have to go deep down into the roots. So we must change our methods. There is no competition at all among roots. They help each other. If one fails, another goes and helps. That is how this living process can work out. We have to change our ways of tackling ourselves and others. And we have to realize that God's power of love is the highest, deepest, and the mightiest. And this is the power of love that we have to assert. But love just does not mean that you spoil someone or tell lies just to please someone. It may not be pleasing in the beginning, maybe, but ultimately it will. So when you have to talk to someone, of course, you need not be arrogant or rude at all. You should be sweet. You should be kind, compassionate. But it's no diplomacy going on there. It's not any that you are trying to get out some votes from that person. It's a guideline you are giving to the person. And the guideline can be even silent. The greatest guideline for anyone is the precepts you follow, the ideals you have, the way you behave. You know, in India, one person gave realization to 10,000 people. and how he impressed others. He impressed others because he went to an office, a commissioner's office, for some his personal work. And then he started talking in such a manner that they couldn't understand that this man has come for some practical, every day-to-day stuff. And the way he's talking, the way he's behaving, the way he's dignified, and so firm. How is he managing that? So they said, who is your guru? Immediately came into their head, must be some good guru here they have. He said, I have no guru. I have only a mother. He said, we all have. That's how it started. So, one must know that by your own behavior, you can talk to another person. And that behavior should not be superficial, must be coming from the heart, the concern that this person should be alive. Genuine concern. And even a dog knows that. You don't have to tell anybody by taking some sort of a vow. But even a dog knows what is a genuine concern and what is not a genuine concern. With that concern, you have to talk. And that is what we lack, is the genuineness within ourselves. Our heart is not open. Open your hearts. Now you have entered into the kingdom of God. Open your hearts. Just see yourself, why have you got fear? For what? Ultimately, what is going to happen? We are all going to die, isn't it? So fix that point. One, we are going to die. Whether a tiger eats us or we jump from anywhere. Something has to happen to us to die. So why should there be any fear? Now, if there could be a genuine fear, is this that you may not receive your realization. Even this genuine fear has no meaning, because this will also kill your chances of realization. If you believe that God is great and that His compassion is great, really from your heart, you will get your realization, no doubt. You all are there for that. And the divine power itself is anxious to do it. Extremely anxious. You can see. Can you believe that there are so many people who are realized souls today in this London? I came here about 20 years back, and if somebody had told me that there are going to be so many realized souls here in this place, I would never have believed. Because at that time I had met very few. In the whole world, I would say. So the things are happening, but be patient. And believe in the mercy of God, in the kindness of God, in His compassion, in His anxiety to give you this gift of realization. And this is one of the greatest hindrances people have when they do not feel their vibrations. Today I received a letter from jail, And she said she went with my photograph to be framed or something in a shop. And the shopkeeper, that lady, she looked at the photographs. She was a little bit, I don't know, concerned. And she said, whose photograph is this? So Jill just said that to put your hands towards it. Oh God, what has happened? As if some door has opened. Just she put hands there and she gets that. And Jill was amazed because 6 months she never felt anything. She was breaking her head with it. Mother, I never feel cool breeze, I never feel cool breeze. She is a great seeker, no doubt. And now she says that her brother came and he didn't feel the cool breeze. So Jill said, you have a bad liver. Yes, yes. How do you know? I have. I've got pain in the liver. I've had problems with the liver. So Jill said, put your hand towards the photograph and put your left hand on the liver. Oh God, I am feeling this. I'm feeling the tingling and this and that. And he showed the finger for the liver. And she was amazed that this gentleman just walks into the shop where so many people are coming, going. No Caxton Hall, no peaceful atmosphere, no other surgeon visiting there. And suddenly you find this gentleman feels the cool breeze. Not only that, but he can exactly say where he is touching. Nothing happened, no trembling in the hands, no shaking, no burning. And he felt better on the liver. She couldn't understand. What was the reason? The reason is very simple. When you come for a program, there are many others who are already feeling vibrations. And you don't feel it. It's like, you see, they have a property and you don't have, sort of a thing. So, your mind which has worked through competition, mind which has worked through realizing that somebody has something I don't have, haves and have-nots. That mind starts putting fear into your head. Oh God, will you have it or not? Will I get it? Or even if I get it, will I lose it? And that fear I see on the faces of many new people. Give up that fear. You are all going to get your realization. Give up that fear. You have not entered into any competition here. Just to relax. Just relax. Then the more you want to do about Sahaja Yoga, again you are tense. I have to meditate early in the morning, I have to get up tomorrow early in the morning. You see, you go on pestering yourself. Whole night you won't sleep. And when you are meditating, you are dozing. Relax. God is looking after you, believe me. He is going to give you realization and He is going to look after you and He is going to wake you up in the morning too. But relax. The first idea that I can do it is wrong. He has to. It's not working out because you think you can do it. If you can come to this conclusion that I cannot do it, it is His mercy, His graciousness has to come. But after realization, you have to do something in the sense, you have to desire. But when I say you have to desire it, again you will say, all right, now I am going to sit down here and nail myself to this place and I'm going to sit down and desire it. This desire is a dead desire. You see, just pushed onto your head that, oh, I must desire, mother has told I must desire. You have to be hungry. You don't say that I have to desire that I have to be hungry, do you? The hunger is from within, which is there, no doubt, but is clouded. The hunger is clouded because you have fear. If you put a goat before a tiger and give him to eat, he will reduce with that eating whatever it is. Because it has that fear that there is a tiger which is going to eat you. So first kill all the imaginary tigers around you. Again we come back to the same. That desire must come from within. And it is there, but is clouded. Relax. It should not be that I am very relaxed. It's childlike. It's simple. A relaxed person is just like a child. So not to get frantic. Try to relax. That's all. For everyone. But relaxation never means that you are inactive. On the contrary, the person who is relaxed is extremely active on the exterior, but inside is absolutely silent. Absolutely relaxed and at ease. Outside you may feel, as you know now, at this time, tremendous vibrations are flowing. And I can see the flow, tremendous. And all the chakras are doing like this around me. But I see them and they are playing. At the most I may stop talking. But it is flowing. So whether it is for the seeking or for anything else in the world, the first thing is that you must take an attitude of a relaxed witness. If you can do that, then those who are not feeling vibrations will definitely feel. I've seen people on whom I've been working, it wouldn't work out. Of course, they were not rude or even arrogant, but felt very sad that they couldn't get the vibration. So I said, all right, today you go and enjoy the flowers in the garden, enjoy the birds, and talk to the sky and come back to it. It works out. Because you have been always like this. In Sahaja Yoga, you don't have to achieve anything. You become. First you become, and then mentally you understand Sahaja Yoga. But those who try to understand Sahaja Yoga mentally first are really in for trouble. Because when you read it, it sounds so great and you think, oh God, where am I? So, please, if you give realization to someone, take it easy. It will grow. Don't give advent to it. Next moment. We do it. Why? We think we should impress the person that Sahaja Yoga is a great thing and the person must read Advent, so he'll come to Sahaja Yoga and will establish this man because he will see and will be impressed. If somebody is going to be impressed by these things, such a person is of no use for Sahaja Yoga. Take it from me. If they are going to be impressed by something exterior and superficial, how far will they go? They have to achieve it within themselves, their own spirit. They have to be impressed by themselves, by their own achievements. If you understand this simple principle, that when we become the spirit, we manifest a power which is just the opposite of any other so-called powers. Like you take science, it will analyze. Sahaja Yoga will synthesize. Take philosophy, so-called, it will try to find out the dogmas. Sahaja Yoga will neutralize all barriers of all the religions. Because all these forces are deadening, they deaden. The religion is deadened, God is deadened, everything is deadened by that. While Sahaja Yoga is a living force within you. And that's how it neutralizes all that is destructive, all that is deadening. It's a living force of God. It's a very powerful force. It's very wise. It understands everything. We have heard about it, but we never believed there could be such a force. And the first time we feel that force, we don't want to believe it. How can that be? Because we still don't believe that we can be the source of that force, which is integrating, which is synthesizing completely, which nourishes, which helps you to rise above falsehood to reality. It doesn't allow any falsehood to build in. While all other forces, whatever you try, political forces, based on falsehood, absolute falsehood. All politics is based on falsehood. We can see that. How can you explain the policies of these nations? You just don't understand. All falsehood. Your democracy is demonocracy. Your communism, I don't know what sort of a thing it is. All absurd, perverted, and false. But in reality, you are a communist, you are a democratic person, everything within yourself is the spirit. But to become the spirit, if you stand on falsehood and want to achieve it, you cannot. Give up all that. Become the spirit. then you start seeing from the window of the spirit, everything is different. So the falsehood that we have accepted throughout stops your vibrations. All this is falsehood. Believe me. The truth is God's love. That's the only truth there is. That's why I say that God is love and He is truth. The rest is all falsehood. And if you believe in this principle to begin with, really from the heart, then this power starts flowing through you. It's the most powerful thing, universal thing, which is doing thousands and thousands of things, of making these beautiful flowers, fragrant flowers, our heart beating, creating human beings, animals, everything is done through this living power. And this living power just has to flow through. And believe me that human beings are the only instruments of that power. Some people think of compassion and think that they must help other people. That's false. You can't help. You help on a superficial basis. The only help one can give to another is when you become part and parcel of that great being and realize that other cells are also there, who are awakened or may be awakened. That's the real help. That's the real compassion. That's real happening. Sahaja Yoga is definitely the deep understanding of this fact. We indulge into activities which are superficial and could be anti-God, as I told you. But for Sahaja Yoga, the activities are extremely simple. Even a finger movement like that is sufficient to do tremendous things. There's no need to stand on your head for it. Awakening is your own. There's no problem on that. The problem is to prepare yourself for that awakening by not preparing yourself. Be unprepared. Be simple. Just be simple. Be childlike. Just that. Which is such a difficult thing, to be simple. No elaborations are needed. Nothing is needed for that. No preparations as such, except open your heart. Now, how will you open? Like that? Pay attention to your heart. Just pay attention to your heart. You'll be amazed. It will start melting. Just melt your heart. The thawing starts as soon as you pay attention to it. Tensions will drop off. And you will feel full breeze. So those who saw yogis, who come to Sahaja Yoga, I didn't feel vibrations, should know that the fear that they have. Everybody thinks that there's a show on, like a dog show, like other shows you see. And they come with that idea. There's no show on. It's a thing that you have to achieve yourself, which you achieve that state automatically. Now this is about the Sahaja Yogis who feel that they do not feel any vibrations. Maybe sometimes it happens also in some places where the Vishuddhi chakra is very bad, you don't feel any cool breeze. So it doesn't matter. As long as you feel peaceful, enjoy them. Why worry about the vibrations? I don't understand. What's the need? If it is not there, well and good. As long as you feel the peace of your spirit, you just put your hands to another person. I remember one gentleman in India always used to say, Mother, I don't feel anything, I don't feel anything, I've done this. I said, thank God you don't feel it. He said, why do you say that, Mother? I said, enjoy your peace. Enjoy it. But then he wouldn't listen, so I said, all right, go and feel the vibration of particular gentleman. And he got blisters on all his 5 fingers. And he came to me and said, Mother, what? I said, you wanted to feel, now have the blisters, what can I do? So those who do not feel also are avoiding little problems for the time being. Take it easy. It's a very good word. Take it easy. Which is, this word has come very recently. It was not there, never. It was run before. Now everybody says, take it easy. Especially if you have been to some other gurus and some other meditation centers and all that, where you have been jumping morning till evening, you see. You don't want to believe that Sahaja Yoga you get only by sitting quietly. Now there are ways and methods for improving your vibration. As you know, in Sahaja Yoga they are all described. For people who suffer from ego, I think best thing is to put your hands into the eyes, right hand. Maybe. It may work. Try it. But don't prepare. Just push your hand into eyes sometimes. It may work. And for people who suffer from superego, little bit burning your hand on the candle may help. Just try. Because the hands are not sensitive. So there is a heat or a cold too much. Either you are a frozen personality or you are a heated personality. You are not in the center. So if you are a frozen personality, better melt it a little bit. Try. I never said this before because half of you would have run away if I had said this. But don't burn it to have blisters, I am saying. Just a little bit, try to see that if you burn your finger, the sensitivity will improve. But someone is thinking just now that if you have both the problems, what do you do? There are permutations and combinations. Because if you get out of your ego, you have a big superego that comes up. And if you get after your superego, the ego comes up. Then the attention has to be brought here. And Sahaja Yogis know what it is here to pick attention here. If you can keep your attention here, then you are above this. And if something drops out, it drops out forever because you are standing here. Say if I have a shawl and somehow I can jump onto that gallery and this shawl falls off, then I never have it, isn't it? Because I am there and the shawl is down. So the ascent must take place. If you do not ascend, how do you ascend? Is through your attention. Where is your attention? Ask yourself, where is my attention? Either you are counting your money, counting your votes, or some people even count lampposts sometimes. If they have nothing to do, they can go on doing whatever they like. But count your blessings. Count your blessings. And your ascent will start. Count your blessings. And that is how you ascend. Ascend in the realm of God. If there is no ascent, then you will move from left to right, right to left. You will be a wobbly person. But count your blessings with your heart, feeling with thankfulness. English language is very good, you say thank you. Now in Indian languages also you see we translated it to say thank you. But we don't say thank you. Because what is there to say with the mouth? Normally there are no words for thank you. Because how can you say this if you are feeling from the heart? Even a glance, even a glint in the eye can express that. Just a smile, just the bending of your head. There's nothing to be said. To feel the gratefulness and thankfulness for the great blessings of God. But if you read newspapers every day, you will forget this mantra. Because when you read newspapers, you think, wow, what a curse it is. God is a curse on this earth. Or that He has put His curse on me and I am the persecuted animal. For ascent, it's not a mental procedure, it's a procedure of the heart, which is thanksgiving. Look at the flowers. They are giving thanks to God. The whole being is nothing but thanksgiving. Not worried. They have been plucked, they will die tomorrow. Not worried. As long as they live, is giving thanks. Look at everything. Look at this candle. What is it? It's thanksgiving. Everything that is created is giving thanks. What about us human beings? We say because we can say it. They cannot say. It doesn't have words to say. We have language. That's how we have become superficial. We have lost our depth because we have language. There is no language for the silent expression. So those who do not feel realization should be thankful to God that at least they desire Him, that they are seekers, that they are seeking God. How many there are? Today when I was coming to Caxton Hall, I found people walking with their tailcoats and so many seriously, all of them, bow ties. How many are seekers in this world? How many are seeking God? How many are seeking higher life? So be thankful that you are seekers, that you have felt the need of God's love, that you do not want anything that is not God. It's such a great thing that you have a heart, you have a mind that desires the highest. Be thankful that you are seekers and born in this great time where you have to get your realization. Be thankful. I know you have committed mistakes. All right, doesn't matter. In your seeking you have committed mistakes, doesn't matter. But be thankful that God is looking after you. You are the special people created by His love, guided by Him. So be thankful. And thankfulness is a quality of heart. That's how, when you feel the beauty of thankfulness, then you start feeling the Spirit within you. It cannot be expressed. It cannot be returned. It can only be enjoyed. The blessings can only be enjoyed, isn't it? And it is for enjoyment only. It's not for anything else. Just that you should enjoy the blessings, that's why the blessings are there. So to achieve the blessings is not the point. Blessings are everywhere. For I would say there are tremendous vibrations today in Caxton Hall. And now some of you are not feeling it. That doesn't mean that God has not accepted it. That doesn't mean that. It only means you have to turn your face a little bit this side. Nobody should feel higher because they are feeling vibrations. Or nobody should feel lower because they are not feeling vibrations. But if somebody tries to help you, don't feel bad. Now, all of you who are going to look after the new people here must know that again it's God's blessings that you are here, that you have this great work to be done, that you are now employed by God, and He has given you this special job to give realization. Again, count your blessings. Don't feel depressed. Some people say, Mother, now you are going, and they are all going with you. God knows why I am taking them there. Perhaps they need more training than you do. But again, the competitiveness comes. Some have to be in the reserve force, as they say. But where am I going? And that is how, in both ways, we have to count our blessings. That you are going or not going is not the point. Both of you have a responsibility which is bestowed upon you as a blessing from God. If the attitude towards Sahaja Yoga becomes of a child who expects everything from God because he is the child of God. What's wrong? It's no ego. Because if God is almighty, he'll jolly well have to look after you, isn't it? But we are not like children, That's the reason. A child will demand. But you must have that faith that whatever you demand, he will do it. I don't know if you have forgotten a story I used to tell a long time back. What my grandmother told me once upon a time. Yeah, come. What do you want? Want this? What? Have it? No? You want chana? Have it. No. Chana? No. Then a kiss? Come. Give me a kiss. Come. No? All right. Give this to mommy. Come along. Give this to mommy. Responsibility. They like it. They like it. You must watch them. All right. Now, what do you want? Yeah? You want flowers? No? All right. You give it to them. Give it to them. Give it to them. Give it to them. Not for himself, but for others. Give it. This is God's son. How children explain things so in such a simple way. We cannot be like children. We are very grown-ups, you see. First give me this. You must give me this. All right. Now, put your hand like that. Oh, it's falling. Today really I don't know what to say. You better ask me some questions. All right, give it to others. Any other questions, please?
Mother, can I ask you about, you suggested that we have a day without food and a night without sleep.
Come here, I can't hear you. Today the vibrations are just going in my ears. Come here. What did you say, Rita?
I said that you suggested to us that we had a day without food and a night without sleep.
One night.
Each week, yes.
Good idea.
Yes.
Better try.
So we've been doing it for 4 weeks.
It helped you?
Yes, I don't mind the days without food, but when I have the days without sleep, I find that really like now I can hardly keep awake in the evening. I don't know if it's really very good to continue it every week.
I think evening you must sleep early. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's not nice to keep awake in the night. Night time is not very good. And why I said to keep awake in the night was that because what I find that Sahajogis have more problem of the left side. For the left side people, it is important that they should keep awake in the night. And lots of things work out. Because you are alert. In the night only these attacks come. Left-sided people get all their attacks in the night and right-sided people get all their attacks in the daytime. So for the people who are left-sided, in your case especially you are left-sided. Alright? So what you have to do, no? Alright. So what you have to do is to sleep less. in the night. You can sleep in the daytime. I don't mind.
Because I'm teaching.
Sometimes you can do it on a Saturday or a Sunday. Otherwise, this left side won't work. Because we have to try and experiment,
Would you say something about the timing? Because I mean, for example, to keep awake from 12 o'clock to 4 is very easy for me. And I don't mind. I stayed awake from 12 to 6:30.
The other way round, I would say.
What do you say?
You get up at 12 o'clock.
Yes.
That's better.
Yes, I did that.
Yes.
I
That's all right. That's all right.
And if you're awake from 12 to 6, and then can you rest for an hour before you go to work?
No, it's all your lookout. There's no compulsion in Sahaja Yoga. You experiment with it. See whatever suits you.
Yes.
And you will be able to see yourself. You have to experiment. You see, every individual has their individual problems. And this is one of them. One has to see that if you are a left-sided person, is to keep awake before 12 o'clock is better. Afterwards, gradually if you sleep, you see all these left-sided problems will disappear. But the right-sided problems start in the morning. You see, I have to go, I have to catch the bus, I have to take this, plan it. So that time, if you at least don't eat, you get more time. You get more time, and apart from that, your stomach, which is active less, is better off.
I actually don't mind about the food at all. I don't mind about not eating. If you want us to do it every week then, one night?
No, you have to experiment. There's nothing like that in Sahaja Yoga, as you know, it's not compulsory.
Yes, that's what
But if it helps you, the way it helps you, try. I mean, I'm saying that doesn't mean now all of you should buy a bucket of ice and put your hands into it. You see, this is the trouble with human beings. You tell them anything and you find them sitting with a bucket in their hands. No, I'm just saying try. You see, because you must know I have no problems. All right? You are all individuals, you are professors, you are research scholars. Keep your mind open and try and find out if it helps you. Every individual has individual problems. All these little problems you can solve yourself because you have the light. You have the light of vibration. The spirit is with you. So you are independent. I'll just give you guidelines. That doesn't mean that you every day have a vigil. No, horrible it is. But it has helped some people. May not be for everyone this place will not suit. But for left-sided people it's better, I've seen. With the right-sided people, it suits better. That they don't eat so much, or their attention is more towards better things of life. Actually, I don't think right-sided people eat much. On the contrary, they are very fussy people about it. I mean, the whole thing is a mental thing. Mentally they will say, that's not good, I don't like it, what will I have it? You go to a party and the menu card will come and seriously they'll think 10 times what they do. I mean, what difference does it make what you eat? Does it? And they'll all discuss what will I have. And they'll eat 2 morsels and finish it up. They'll not relish even that. Because food cannot be enjoyed by mental activity. Simple thing as that. The tongue has to enjoy it. But all your energy has spent in your mental activity, so tongue is not there anymore to enjoy. So towards food also, anything, if your attention is too much, reduce it. And that's why I said eat less. Or if you fast, then you don't have to think about food. You think more about food than eat. And enjoy less, least of all. That's why it is said fasting. But when I say fasting, people start thinking, then what time should I eat, mother? Exactly. Is it all right at 8:30 or say 8 o'clock? As if there is a jail in Sahaja Yoga. Eat at any time you feel like. But if you are thinking about food, what's the use of fasting? Like in India, we have fasting. You see, women start planning about the fasting 10 days ahead. What will you have for your fasting? See, because in Indian life, people have made some concessions that if you eat this, this is not fasting. That is fasting. So then they'll plan out what they are going to eat. And they accumulate everything, all that is to be eaten because you are fasting. The whole attention is on fasting. And actually you are eating all the time. Like these have Ramadan, Muslims have. They are supposed to eat early in the morning. But they eat so much in those days that they never eat because they know they are not going to eat later on. So it's a funny situation. See, I am just giving you it as a research scholar to find out about yourself what type of life will suit you. Any other question?
Mother,
Yeah?
what was the end of the story about your grandmother?
Huh?
What was the end of the story about your grandmother?
About the story about?
What was the end of the story about your grandmother?
From?
The end of the story about your grandmother. You began to
Oh, that you want to hear again? It's a real grandmother story. So don't use too much intellectual things. It's a simple one. See, she said that those who believe in God just believe in His blessings and they have full right on God. She told a story that once a man had to go and see God. Now don't ask question how is it possible, but it's a story. And on his way he met a gentleman who was doing Hatha Yoga, Western style. Sometimes he was standing on his head and sometimes standing on one leg and then tying up his hair to some branches and dangling himself and shouting, "Oh God, oh God, oh God." This fellow got frightened, the way he was on. His bones were showing, all his bones, skeleton. He said, "Now what are you doing?" He said, "You see, I'm calling God, when will I see Him?" He said, "All right, I'm going to see God now. I'll tell Him, but till then, at least don't go to this extreme, it's too much. And you settle down. I'll go and tell God that He must come and see you, otherwise this is going on too much." Then he went ahead and he saw one gentleman just on the side of the road, was sitting there. He said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" He said, "I'm doing nothing. God is doing everything. What am I to do?" So he said, "I'm going to see God. Have you any message?" No, you just tell him, "You see, I have not eaten my food today and he is not bothered. Please tell him to send all my food properly to me and tell him that I need the food." So this fellow said, "Look at this arrogant fellow to order God like this." And he says God is doing everything and he's just relaxing and ordering God. So he went to God. And whatever work he had, he finished with God and all that, and then he looked little perplexed. So God asked him, "What's the problem?" He said, "I have 2 more jobs to be done. There is one fellow who met me on my way and he was doing all these horrible things to his body. And he said that I hope I'll meet God with all this." "Oh, I know him very well," God said. "All right, go and tell him that you have to do some more of this. It's not sufficient." So he got a shock of his life. He said, "Look at this, God has no compassion at all. How does he say?" So the other fellow he told about, the one who was just on the roadside. So he said, oh, he hasn't got his food, how can it be? God called all his managers, everyone, he said, how is it you have not given him the food? Please, arrange immediately. So he was surprised at what sort of a thing it is, and this fellow is just ordering God and God is looking after this fellow. So God, as he knows about everything, he told him, all right, you are perplexed, all right, you go down and tell them one story. It's a tall story, but you tell them and see their reaction. So said the story was that you go and tell them that I saw God passing a camel through an eye of an eagle. He said, all right, I will do that. To both of them you tell and see their reactions, and then you will know why I did it. So he went to the first fellow and told him that God has said, still you have to do more of these things. He'll come and meet you, but you have to go more, do more. He said, yes, yes. Then he will meet, so I will do more and more and more. Then he said, and what happened at God's place? He said, it's something miraculous. What was that? He said, the God passed a camel through an eye of a needle. He said, must be a very big needle. He said, no, just ordinary one. He said, how can that be? Now, you have been to God, so you are telling me stories. You can't get along with me like this. I understand this is all false. Just telling me stories. So, this gentleman said, all right, I'll go to the other gentleman. So he went to him. He was having his food. He said, oh, sit down, sit down. God has sent all food for me. I know, once I tell him, there's no need to tell him also. He really looks after me. But you wanted to have some message, so I said to him, but how much he has sent food for me? How can I eat all that? So this fellow was surprised, you see. So he said, what happened? You went to God, what did you see then? He said, I went and I saw a camel was passed through an eye of an eagle, a very small needle, I tell you. And I saw it. He said, so what? What's so surprising? After all, he's God. What is there for him, for a camel? He can pass universes after universes. He's God Almighty. What is so miraculous for him? Then he realized, this is what it is. If you have faith, God wants to establish it. Only your faith works it. But the faith in Sahaja Yoga, as you know, has to be the faith of the spirit, of the experience, is not blind faith. When your eyes are open, you have to have faith in God. But still after realization, so what? Vibrations are there, so what? What is it so great? Yes, so what? Then God says, all right, go ahead. It's such a tremendous thing that you get. But you don't have faith in yourself, how can you have faith in God? You don't respect yourself, how can you respect God? And this is exactly what happens to human beings when they deny Sahaja Yoga. As you know, there have been some miracles also in England which were stunning and people were surprised. But there's nothing to be surprised at. Oh, it's absolutely very common. And I wish Gavin could tell you about these few miracles that we have seen, because some of you may not be knowing about it. So I would request him to tell all about this, what happened and what has happened in India. To me, it is not at all miraculous, it is nothing. It's very simple. And this is being published in the newspapers and all that. I think it's better that Gavin should tell about this. Come here, loudly.
the newspapers happened in Bedford about just over a month ago. For the first time, Sri Mataji had a program in Bedford, and we learned the next day that a young boy had been going home on his motorbike, and he had an accident. He fell off the bike, and he said that the lady stopped her car and got out and put her hands on where he was hurting. He felt better. So he went to the hospital because they asked him to do that, and they said, "You're all right." They discharged him. And then he saw the picture of Mother in the newspaper, I think. And he told his own mother, he said, "That's the lady who stopped the car." So, newspaper reporter heard about this. And he rang up the people who were organising the programme in Bedford. He said, "Is it true that this lady who came to Bedford stopped her car to heal this boy?" And they said, "What time was it?" He said it was about 9:30 on that evening. He said, "It's impossible. Mother was giving a programme in Bedford in the Guild House." But he's convinced that it was so. And we know that it was so in a way also. Because we've heard other things. For instance, in India, even more remarkable.
Lovely.
There's a very highly placed attorney in Bombay who's a very great devotee of our mother. Many of us have met him. He's come here, Mr. Pradhan. And one day when he was at a program of Mother's,
No, at home, with other people
no,
sitting and talking.
at a meditation program, just sitting, taking vibrations together, he realized that there was a case he was due to defend which might come up in the courts, but it was a long way down the list, and he thought, well, it'll be all right. There are a lot of other cases, they'll be heard today, and mine will come up on Monday. So the next day he went to the court just to check, and they said, "What do you mean? You were here yesterday, it's down in the court records. You defended the case brilliantly, the judge commented, what an excellent defense you made, you won the case. What are you talking about?" They said, "Oh, was I there?" And then he thought, no, Mother was there.
A Petkar service.
And Petkar was another one. In Pune there is a great Sahaja named Petkar. And he had a dream in the night that his brother fell in a big well in the village where they live, which is not, it's some way from Pune. And he was very
He had a
anxious.
habit of walking in the night, the brother.
So he was so anxious about this dream, he got up, he prayed to before Mother's picture that his brother should be all right. And the next morning he went home to his village and he met his father. And his father said, "Yes, it's true, he did fall in the well, and they were looking for him with torches. And suddenly your brother came up out of the water and was just sitting on the side of the bank. And his brother told him that this is what happened. In the lights he saw the hand with the bangles, and it came and it pulled him up out of the water. And at first he couldn't speak, he fainted, and then he was able to tell this to the people who'd come looking for him. And the brother wasn't a devotee of Mataji, but Petkar had done something, and Mother was there.
It's like a camel being passed through the All right. So, any other question, please? Thank you very much. There are 1001 stories which so many Sage Yogis can tell. How they were helped in every way. God looks after everyone. But especially the ones who are seeking, and the highest of all, the ones who are realized. If there is any question, please ask me. Did you hear it?
What can be done about the threat of nuclear war?
What is the?
What can be done about the threat of nuclear war?
What can be done about the threat of nuclear war?
If you believe in God, just don't think about it. Everything can be diffused, isn't it? It's only if God wants there will be war, otherwise there cannot. But there should be people for whom God should interfere. If all of them are horrible devils, it's better to have a war. Man proposes and God disposes. This is English proverb. You have forgotten all that. Nuclear war is the creation of human beings. Alright? And human beings are the creation of God. So the Creator is not going to allow these stupid children to work it out. But in case they are that stupid, all of them put together, let them have it. What's the use of also saving stupid people and donkeys? Only the people who are realized souls will be saved. Because nobody dies. They will be reborn again, those who are innocent. And those who are devils will go to hell. Alright? We have one of them born here, see, Markandeya is a born realized child. There are so many, you can find them here.
How does one dissolve
How does one dissolve fear?
Yeah.
How does one dissolve fear?
Fear. Fear of what? Unconscious or conscious fear?
Fear of fear.
Death.
No, fear of fear. Fear, not of anything in particular.
Fear of what?
Of fear. The fear of fear.
What fear it is? I tell you.
Oh, fear without reason.
You see, the fear comes to you because not you are one with reality. You are not one with reality. Alright? So in Sahaja Yoga there are many ways by which you come in the center. You can have fear from your ego or from superego, from anywhere you can have. But if you are in the center, fear drops out. Gradually the fear drops out completely. Alright? It's the happening of awakening that takes you away from that fear. It's a happen. You don't have to do anything. What has to happen is that when you ascend, it will all drop automatically. We have so many ways and methods of keeping yourself in the center and of ascending. That's all. Not only fear, but so many things drop out. Habits, addictions, tempers, lots of things. All these barriers drop out because you get out of it. You are born again. Alright? That's how. So you are not to do anything about it. Just ascend. And there are so many ways and methods. I hope you will come to our programs and to our ashram here, and they will tell you how to do it. There are many, we had people who were horrible fears. They're all right. Now they're fearless. But they're not fearful.
What advice us regarding food?
Regarding what?
Food. What kind of food should we take?
In Sahaja Yoga, we do not pay much attention to food. Only thing I feel that so much attention has been paid to food is not a correct attitude. See, the spirit doesn't eat at all. It's a detached thing. Atma is beyond. Now when we try to say that if we eat this kind of food, Atma will be happy, that kind of Atma will be happy, is not true. For example, we'll say vegetarianism, which is a very common problem with people. You'll be amazed, all the false gurus are vegetarians, one by one. Mahesh Yogi, Rajneesh. Rajneesh is a great vegetarian. He doesn't even eat garlic and onions. This Mahesh Yogi's disciples, if you show them a garlic, they'll jump 100 times. They are afraid of the garlic. Can you imagine? But I don't say that you eat meat. That's not the point. But those people, whatever they require, they should eat. But don't eat meats of animals which are bigger than you. Now what happens? How the evolution in the animals take place? Nobody has put attention to that. Supposing there are many chickens, you say, I'm not going to give realization to chickens, am I? Or to bugs, am I going to give realization, or to mosquitoes? So our attention is on these, not on the higher level of life. When we think of food, that we must save chickens. Actually nothing dies. As Krishna himself has said, nothing dies. Alright? And that's how some people denied Krishna, because he had a samhara shakti, he used to kill. And killing is so important in evolution. Otherwise, if you don't kill these Rakshasas, are you going to adore them? What are you to do with them? They are to be killed, they are to be thrown out. In the evolutionary process also, so many things have to die out for the real thing to come up. Say this flower has to die to become the fruit, alright? And there is no hinsa in it. The word hinsa is so much misinterpreted that people are satisfied if they do not eat meat. It is not true. For some people it is essential they must eat meat. Now, as you know, Sahaja Yoga works on the power of Shakti. And the Devi not only killed Rakshasas, but she ate them. And she drank the blood of these Rakshasas, as you know, Raktabijas. So how can she be vegetarian? Just tell. Put reason. Alright? Because we are conditioned that way, we think. But actually what happens in the evolutionary process, when a person say eats chicken, not person, we should say a higher animal, eats a lower animal, then it passes through the circle and achieves a higher life. It's absolutely, this is how evolution takes place. Of course, we can give realization to human beings, so we need not worry about that. That's a different point. But if you eat chicken, you definitely give it a higher life. But not the animals which are bigger than smaller animals. If you eat, it's not going to be harmed by that, no doubt. But you may be harmed. For example, if you eat mosquitoes, you will be harmed. Now, in countries where there is not even any vegetable or anything, they have not seen green leaves, like Greenland. Now, the name is Greenland, they have never seen green color. Are they sinners that they can't live without eating meat? How can God be so partial? There are many countries where they cannot live without eating meat. So, there must be some reason, alright? So, reason it out. If you eat vegetables, alright. If you want to eat meat, it's alright. But again, for a Sahajogi, what we decide is not all what you like, but what is good for you. For example, for Western people, it is better that they don't eat much meat now, because I think they and their fathers have eaten all that. Eat less. They should have more carbohydrates, while vegetarians should take more proteins. If they do not like meat, they should take to other proteins, because proteins are very important. If you do not take proteins in life, people suffer. In Sahaja Yoga, we find such people have trouble from left tummy. I have seen in India many people who are strict vegetarians have a problem of left tummy. So we told them, all right, you can eat proteins. There are so many proteins you can eat. If you don't like to eat meat from childhood, you have not eaten, you don't feel like eating, all right, forget it. Eat some. We have to be wise. We have to be open. We are not to be bound by our conditioning from childhood. This we must understand. That vegetarianism is not going to take you to God, neither non-vegetarianism. Because the spirit is neither a vegetarian nor a non-vegetarian. It is a detached thing, it's above food. But whatever you need for your body is important. If you need protein, eat protein. If you don't eat protein, don't eat protein. But then eat something which you need. So, it is not that one has to understand it in a way that we understand as a chicken and vegetables, but we must understand in the way a doctor understands the protein and carbohydrates. Alright? Whatever you like, you can eat. There's no, in Sahaja Yoga, there's no such a compulsion. So many saints used to eat meat. So many saints. Guru Nanaka, Kabira, Muhammad Sahib, Christ, Rama himself, Krishna himself. All of them ate meat. Even Buddha ate meat. The proof is that at the end of his life, he went to one of his disciples who was a hunter. And he told him, I'm very hungry, give me something to eat. So he said, sir, I have nothing else but a wild boar which I have killed very recently and it is not yet fully cooked. So he said, all right, doesn't matter, I'll have it. And he ate it and he died because of that half-cooked wild boar. And he died with that. So now Buddhists think that we should not eat meat. It's not so. Because he ate something that was half-cooked. That means he did eat, isn't it? Even Jains know that it's only Neminath who got a kind of a feeling against meat eating. That was Neminath was at the time of his contemporary of Sri Krishna. When his marriage was celebrated, he found many birds were killed and he felt terrible about it. And he didn't want to eat any meat. It was all right. It's all right. If you don't feel like, don't eat. But then a cult started. But that means till Neminath, means Jainis are ancient people. Till Neminath, they were eating meat. Is a fact. So, to get attached to some idea is not the way you are doing it. If you don't want to eat, just don't eat. And if somebody has to eat it because of health purposes or because of the need, there's nothing wrong. Everybody has a different need. Every individual has a different need. If I personally take just vegetarian food, I won't exist, I can tell you. Because I have such a great capacity to have purges. If I meet somebody, shake hands with somebody, he has lots of boots, you see. Then I just clear him out by purging. And if I take just to say carbohydrates, I don't know what will happen to me. But doesn't mean that I should be a meat eater, but I have to have proteins. That's the point. It's no question of meat or anything, but it is a question of eating proteins or carbohydrates. We have to be wise about it. And all such cults, you see, that you eat this, you eat that, is not. There is no cult in surgery. Every individual has a different personality, but the common thing is one, and that is the spirit. But, for example, drinking, we abhor. But after realization, before that I don't talk of drinking, because it goes against your chetana, against your awareness. So one has to look after the awareness. So much time has been wasted in people in deciding what to eat, what not to eat. What have they achieved? Nothing. Sometimes I have seen vegetarians can be horrid people. Absolutely horrid. We have a community in India called Marwadis. They are bloodsuckers, you see. They are vegetarians. Not all. We have some in Surjog also. Very few. They are extremely money-minded people. You know that. So this kind of thing, to believe that such food will make us great will be false. So you don't decide on that. You decide on proteins and carbohydrates. Whatever good for your health, you should. Those who eat too much of vegetarian food are liable to certain type of diseases, and those who eat too much of non-veg are liable to some. Those who eat vegetarian food can get leukoderma very easily, can get leukemia very easily. Certain types of cancers they can get very easily. Those who are non-vegetarians can get another kind of diseases. There are numerous diseases they can get. So we have to have a balance. That when we eat vegetarian food also, we must see that we eat sufficient amount of proteins. Because body has to be all right. Healthy body is the temple of God. And to temple of God, you have to keep it healthy and happy. That's the attitude. But it's not so important. Because once you get into Sahaja Yoga, as it is, automatically, doctors will drop to nil. Automatically. So we have to take a wise attitude towards ourselves. Not to torture ourselves because of certain condition. Because we have been taught something from childhood, we should not accept it. But see for ourselves. I have seen that people who had tremendous stigmas about vegetarian food, when they took to, say, protein food, they improved very much in vibrations. They did. Protein food is very important for certain people. And for certain people, carbohydrates. Liverish people should take to carbohydrates. It is absolutely an open thing for us to understand. But whatever goes against our awareness, because in our own awareness we have to achieve our spirit. we drop out that also very easily. I don't have to say that don't drink, don't smoke, you just drop out.
Mother, Bernard Shaw,
Ah.
a very distinguished Irish writer of this country, once said that he doesn't like his stomach to be graveyard for dead animals.
Now Bernard Shaw did not give realization to anyone, did he?
He was a vegan, he was a vegetarian.
You see, he might become vegetarian, doesn't mean that everybody should eat it. It's not a graveyard. I tell you, it's not a graveyard. He must be constipated. That's all I can say. You see, Bernard Shaw is all right. Whatever he said according to his own is correct. For him it may be. You see, most of the vegetarians have a problem and non-vegetarians have a problem. I have seen it every day in my life. Today is not Bernard Shaw here, otherwise I would have told you what he suffered from. You see, it is, whatever they express is their individual experience. Alright? I am not expressing an individual experience. I am giving you an experience of many. Alright?
I take your point that one should eat protein. Are you saying that vegetarian food doesn't have protein?
What is it? Yes, you can. So you should eat. When did I say no? I never said that if you can eat proteins, finished. It should be decided on proteins and carbohydrates and not on all these things, because nobody dies. You see, we have no compassion for our own fellow being. Where are we? We have no compassion for our own relations, our own father, our own mother, our own brothers and sisters and other people. And what's the use of having compassion on things which do not understand it? Sure. And they don't need it. Who needs compassion are human beings who are aware of it. It is too far-fetched. And that is very true with human mind, because they want to shift their mind to something which will take them away from reality. Like the other day, I told somebody not to feel guilty because they were catching on the left issue. And she says, I feel guilty. I said, for what? I feel guilty for Vietnam. I said, for what? Because the people are dying in Vietnam. I said, are you going to solve the problem of Vietnam? Are you concerned with it? Why are you worried about that? You do whatever is good for you and what you can do. This is how we shift our mind. And it's very true. You see, people have their accepted ideas, they stick on to it and get nothing. So I say that there should be no ism about it. You must have an open mind. Absolutely an open mind. Anybody who, whatever problems they have, they know and they should solve it. I am not here to spread vegetarianism or non-vegetarianism. I am here to spread Sahaja. Sahaja Samadhi love. That's what is said. You have to get your Samadhi. And that how do you get? Sahaja, spontaneous.
But it depends what you eat. How we can get samadhi if you don't have proper food or anything?
Now I will say that I have already told you about Buddha. What do you think of Guru Nanak? What do you think of Christ? You think, were they anywhere lower? You see, because the spirit is not concerned. Like Krishna said, Nainam chidanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavak. Na chainam kledayantyapo, na shusayati manta. It is Sri Krishna himself has said it. And he himself has killed Rakshasas, and Jainis are against Sri Krishna because he killed Rakshasas. According to him, he is a hinsatmak fellow. If you go too far with it, then you go to that limit where you start saving bugs and mosquitoes. But we have got it. We have got realization, no doubt about it. First of all, you get your realization. You have had all these ideas, and all our forefathers had these ideas, they never got realization. Alright? So forget it. First thing is get to your spirit. This is not important. This is you are just directing your attention to something else which is not important. So many of them. So we discard Muhammad Sahib, we discard everyone. That's how it is. It's Brahminism. It's Brahminism. It's Islam again. We discard all the great people of the world by this. They were not realized. Khalil Gibran was not realized. How will you know? Unless and until you are realized, you will not know who is realized or not. You will live on these ideas only. You have to feel. William Blake was not realized. He was Markandeya himself. We have forgotten so many things, even in the Indian scriptures we never see, we don't want to see these things. We had a great saint in India called Sajan Kasai. So one should understand that in Sahaja, whatever is the reality, we try to accept. See for yourself. What about your vibrations? Are you getting vibrations or not? That's the main point. Attention should be there. Actually, vegetarians have much more attention on food than the non-veg have. I can tell you this. And the women of vegetarian people are all the time busy what to make for their men. All the time they are planning what to have. Aaj papad banaye ki phalana banaye ki, they are all the time busy cooking. And the men are also all the time fussing about food. In that house I ate that Karela, in that house I ate this, you better make that. All our Indian men I know too well, and I know all the vegetarians, I am from that country. And the women are busy with that and men are busy with that. All their attention is in food all the time. Women want to cook and men want to enjoy. That's not the way. Remove your attention from food. It's not important. Whatever you are eating is all right. Have a balanced diet. Don't worry about others. You are not forced to eat anything in Sahaja Yoga. Nothing is forced. But you eat what you like. But the thing that you like must be balanced. Must be proper. Must be health-giving. That's the point. Whatever you eat, you eat. Nothing is forced. You have to see for yourself. So many of Sahaja Yogis just don't eat meat at all. I mean, they just don't eat. They need not eat at all. There's no need. I mean, if you don't want to eat, just don't eat it. It's nothing. All your quality is tested when your Kundalini is awake. Before that, you do not know. I have known of people that think, oh, they are very great. Like one sannyasi fellow came in and he was sitting on the dais. And he thinks, oh, he's a great man, he's the very big man and all that. And my grandchild, who is a realized soul, she was sitting in front and I was the guest of honor there, so I was sitting there. So she shouted from her seat. She said, Mother, ask this man with the maxi to get out, he's giving too much heat to us. And this fellow was going to talk on vegetarianism, this, that ism, another ism, and religion and God and this and that. And she said, please ask him to get out, he's giving heat to us, this maxi fellow. She thought he's a maxi man. She didn't know he was supposed to be detached. Those so-called sannyasis, be careful. So-called vegetarians, they are such hot-tempered people. Aren't you hot-tempered? So, what you manifest is the point. And manifestation is silent. It works. So somebody said so, another fellow said so, so what? What about you? What have you to say? What have you manifested? Have you got the powers of your spirit? Ask a question to yourself. That's the first thing you achieve. Then we'll talk about these things. First of all, you achieve your spirit. is the first time people are achieving their spiritism. This is the first time it's happening. So you cannot have any relationship with anything else, you can say. This is an absolute thing that should happen, and that you should ask for. Because somebody said so, because this was so, what? What have they done? Did they manifest their spirit? Alright, they did, one or two here and there. So first, get your spirit manifested. Don't get lost into these things. Be kind to yourself. First be vegetarian to yourself by being kind and by getting your spirit liberated completely from all these ideas. Spirit is a reality, it's not an idea, and it cannot be nourished by any idea except reality which you face yourself and manifest.
What shall we do to get the spirit?
Huh?
What shall we do to get the spirit? What shall we do? What kind of justice?
That's what I said, don't have to do anything, nah? That's what you should do. The Kundalini has to rise.
Yes.
Alright? Now, what does this lamp do when it is to be enlightened? The another enlightened light comes near it and manifests this. You are all ready for it. Alright? Only thing, the Kundalini has to be awakened and it works out. Anybody who is enlightened can give you realization. You want us to work it out on you? We'll try. All of you who haven't got realization so far, we can try that. Not today. I'm sorry, but because the time is up, I think you have to go and to our ashrams where people are doing this work, and you all are going to feel the realization. I used to do that before. In every program we did it. All of them got their realization in the programs. And if the Kundalini is not coming up, they will tell you what the problem is. Alright? Try to do that. Help yourself. You have to cooperate with yourself. You are not to get identified with some wrong ideas or right ideas or whatever you think. It is the Kundalini which is not moving. Nah, that's the main point is. Every Indian knows that the Kundalini has to be awakened to get to Atma Sakshatkar, to get to self-realization. And if the Kundalini is not moving, then there is a problem. And what is that problem? That these people know. Alright? So just cooperate with yourself. Be humble about it, it has to work out. ठीक है ना? आशा रखनी चाहिए. ऐसे हाथ रखिए. Just see, you will work it will work out. It works as Chaitanya Lahari in the hands. I mean, I would say people like Adi Shankaracharya was such a great person, but he had to take to sannyasa because he had to do the work. He's the one, he said, na yoga, na sankhya, na by any thinking you do not get it. You get it by mother's grace. So simple he died. But look at him. When his mother died, they would not allow him to burn the body because they said a sannyasi cannot burn. See, this is also an idea. A sannyasi cannot burn the idea of a grahastha. Another idea, you see, same time. So they say that he burnt the body of his mother with the banana tree, which never burns. And he cursed. I mean, they say that he did not curse, but it was cursed, that they will all bury their dead in their houses. And even today, you find in Kerala they do it. So many people with these ideas have killed so many saints. Do not have fixed ideas. Sainath, so many people, Sainath, they say that, many people say that Sainath was a realized soul. Not this new one, but the Sainath. But he was a Muslim. Kabira was a Muslim. Still, Nanaka included him in this Guru Granth Sahib. Only a realized person can understand who is a realized person. Before that, talking about it is just a mental feet. By mental feet you are not going to go there. Aren't you tired already of your mental feet? Aren't you? Thinking mad. One doctor once said, "Mother, you cut my throat, do what you like, but stop this thinking." So give up all these ideas that are yours. Achieve the reality. Achieve the reality. That is also, you cannot achieve it. The Kundalini is to be awakened. Somebody will awaken for you. And once you get it, you can do for others. You can awaken others. There are so many who have given realization here. These people are looking so simple and ignorant, but they know all about it. They are experts. Immediately as you were talking, they were all giving bandhan on your chakras that were catching. They all know. You do not know, but they know. Alright? So with humility, you must go and receive your realization, learn all about it, and then you give realization to another person. That's the main thing we have to do today. We are not here to save bugs, mosquitoes, and chickens. I hope nobody is coming out about the support of smoking some horrible thing like hashish, or they smoke or eat, I don't know. Like, we had a big letter from someone who says that, "Mother, people will never understand you unless and until they smoke." What is it? No, cannabis. I don't know what is that supposed to be. But they said that without that, they cannot understand you and Sahaj Yoga. अब उनसे कौन सर बढ़ाए? All right? How many have felt cool breeze? The new people. Let's see. Cool breeze? Did you feel the cool breeze in the hands? Yeah, I know. Who else? What about you? Great. You? I'm asking this lady. You have felt it? Great. What about you? Great. अब देखिए, ये लोग वेजिटेरियन नहीं है, इनको cool breeze आ रहा और आपको नहीं आ रहा. What about you? Are you feeling cool breeze or not?
I have already done that.
Huh?
I have had this before.
But you have lost it.
No, I haven't.
You are getting it now.
I've already had it.
You never had it.
I have had it.
And now what is the situation just now?
My hands are cool. Is that so?
No, just see is he realized on top of his head. Scratching on in liver. Huh? Hot? Alright. That's the compassion. The proof of the pudding is there. Alright, what about you? How did you feel? Good. What about you? You are very tense. What is the problem with you? Yeah.
I felt it earlier when you spoke about ego.
And then you got nervous.
I felt really intensely.
But then what happened? You started thinking about it?
No, I started thinking about my faith.
Huh?
I started feeling uncomfortable physically.
What is it?
You started feeling physically uncomfortable from
I seemed to lose it.
I know. Then you sit on a chair. There's no compulsion. Please. No, you'll be all right. I tell you, we'll be better off. We have no compulsion like that. You please be seated. Yes, come now, sit on the chair. All right, that's a good idea. There is no compulsion. You see, because the hall is smaller, they thought there would be many people, so we spread this. There's no compulsion. Whether you sit on a chair or a throne makes no difference. Makes no difference. It's not that. You see, it is the Kundalini is inside. It's a subtler being. It doesn't mean where you sit. Of course, it helps if you sit on the ground in a way, because the Mother Earth helps you. See, if you sit before the light, it helps you. That's a different point. But if you can't sit on the ground, it doesn't matter. We have given realization to people only on sitting on chairs. Yes, what to do? All of you got it sitting on chairs, isn't it? About 400 people in Vienna got it just like that, sitting on chairs. It happens. If it has not happened, it should happen to everyone else.
But there are some themes, but Kundalini does actually.
हाँ?
Tell some more about Kundalini.
अब उस पर तो बहुत लिखा भी इन्होंने बताया भी है. There are so many lectures of mine. Today you see, because I am going away, I am rather quite full. And there are so many lectures I have given on Kundalini. You don't know, I must have spoken at least 1,000 times. In Caxton Hall itself at least 600 times. So there are lectures and lectures, you can see, listen to them. But it is Kundalini, by that listening to it, nothing will happen. Actually it's an actualization. You see, it's like a seed sprouting. So by the talking about Kundalini, nothing happens. It has to rise. बस ये बात है. होना चाहिए. आप शिवाजी महाराज थे, उनके बारे में क्या सोचते हैं? शिवाजी महाराज या राणा प्रताप, they were all Kshatriyas and they used to eat meat. What do you think of Shivaji Maharaj? Was he a bad man by any chance? Or Rana Pratap?
They were not spiritual.
Huh?
They were not spiritual people.
Never?
Not spiritual.
Who? Shivaji? Oh, he was very spiritual. That's the trouble, na? Because you are not a realized soul, you cannot feel the vibrations. जो लोग झंडा लेके घूमते हैं, they are not all. Those who take the flag that they are spiritual, they are not mostly. Mostly they are not. Mostly they are not Betty. You see, they are very simple people. They can be kings, they can be anybody. We never understand them unless and until we have realization. Sri Rama was understood by Shabari, but his own father never knew who he was. The understanding of the spirit comes to spirit only. Atman neva atmane. Atma should know Atma, nothing else. Through your mental attitude you cannot reach there. It's the Atma knows Atma. You ask about Shivaji, all of you ask him, was he a realized soul? See the vibrations you get. Now they can know. Was he? Now ask, was plague a realized soul? Was he? You can feel it. It's sometimes shocking, to find out about people who are supposed to be very spiritual are not even realized. So many. Are you from Vallabhacharya? No. Vallabhacharya was a great realized soul. And when Surdas went to him and he said, Surdas is supposed to be very spiritual, but he was not a realized soul. So Vallabhacharya said to him, why are you weeping like a baby for God? I have found him. The one who has found doesn't weep. Spiritual person is that who has found the spirit. Who is still finding is not spiritual. Maybe he is spiritual in the way that his attitude is, but he must find it. Then only he is really a spiritual person. Even an ordinary person could be a realized soul, and a king may not be. We have so many like that. We have so many misnomers in our country, if you find out, in every country. Here also so many are called as saints, and horrible vibrations come from them. They are saints, saying this, saying that. I don't know, saints or satans, but they are something like that. And there are people who are real saints, nobody knows about it. How will you make it? Only through Atma. The spirit knows the spirit. Not through mental activity, outward things, but through the knowledge that is manifesting. The knowledge of reality, you know the spirit. There is no other way out. That's a fact. All other things are useless. Because whatever you do in ignorance are useless. But when you have the knowledge of the spirit, then you do it with your absolute value. It does not know any race, any creed, any color, nothing. It knows vibrations. It's described, everything is described. So now, what should we do now at the end when I'm going now? Would you like to sing a song to me? Will they allow us?
Jerusalem.
All right. Close the door, I think they should not say that. We have misused their liberties. मैं तो चना ही खाती रहती हूँ और कुछ खाती नहीं हूँ। We will sing it. We will start. Thank you very much.
Thank you.